A great day in our schools. I saw some incredible instruction, kids excited, families excited, new school buildings, and to have it end with the transportation disaster that we had last night was truly unacceptable. And once again, I apologize for that.
This video apology posted at 7 this morning from the JCPS Superintendent Marty Pollio after closing schools, also in that announcement the rest of the week. The transportation disaster, his words, on day number 1, Pollio did not make himself available for any questions today, but has been involved in meetings to try to get this mess fixed. Of course, it is our top story. It's what everybody's talking about today. Hello, everybody. I'm Doug Proffitt. We're following the latest in the transportation mess from last night, but first at 5. Could it be UPS that makes a real difference in this? We're going to find out. The breaking news, UPS confirms to WHAS11 News that it called JCPS today and is offering to help. JCPS then told us it has accepted the offer and is setting up a meeting. UPS, of course, is one of the worldwide logistic leaders based here in Louisville. This move comes after JCPS has canceled school the rest of the week, and parents are telling us they don't trust the school district to bus their kids after students got home at 10 p.m. last night. We talked to UPS spokesman Jim Mayer in Louisville about that meeting.
Pretty much in help with their bus routing. We haven't defined exactly what help could be. You know, we haven't gotten to that point. It'd just be a matter of having a conversation about the potential to help.
Who made the decision to offer the help to JC?
Again, UPS made the decision to offer the help. It all started in the morning when school buses missed pickup spots. Our crews saw buses passing by, groups of students waiting. Some didn't know how they were going to get to school. Others were running extremely late. And then in the afternoon, buses were delayed hours and students were dropped off hours late. The last students getting dropped off at 9:58 p.m. last night, about an hour after sundown. According to Dr. Pollio, in his video released this morning, the school bus drivers will be paid their regular rate for the next 4 days as they practice those routes and changes. Dr. Pollio says the district is improving their communication structures between families and schools and has already increased the staffing in that important call center for the Bus Finder program. We have team coverage on the bus disaster. Travis Breeze is talking with the Bus Drivers Union about how the drivers are feeling. But first, Haley Minogue is talking with families across Jefferson County who say this all falls on Pollio. We've all heard from parents all over the county about the bus problems and how stressful they are. Haley talked to a 7th grader who at one point was stuck on a bus for over an hour at the compound.
I was like, wow, I don't have to go to school today. Is JCPS messed up?
Oliver Henson is one of tens of thousands of JCPS students who had a difficult first day. Bus delays, confusing routes, and missing stops brought the system to a screeching halt and closed the district for the would-be second and third days of the school year.
I was a little sad that I didn't get to go to school because I think I have really good teachers. But the thing is, I just hated, because I was thinking before I went to bed, I was thinking, I'm gonna have to deal with all of this all over again tomorrow.
Oliver was 3 hours late getting home and felt lucky to be home before dark. He hopes issues are straightened out by Monday.
Coming up at 6 o'clock, that was just one of many students who had a long day yesterday on the bus. We're getting into how those issues are supposed to be resolved by Monday and who these parents say is to blame. In Louisville, I'm Haley Minogue, WHAS 11 on your side.
So here's what's new late this afternoon. Late today, JCPS announced that the phone lines are now open for the bus hotline. Families can now call this number, 502-485-RIDE. That translates to 485-7433 for questions about your bus transportation. They have increased the number of people answering the calls, they announced. And the hotline is going to be open from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. today and tomorrow. Well, LMPD also sent out a statement saying they took a few calls from parents who thought their children were missing yesterday. The police department says everybody was all found safe and okay. Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg also says he spoke to Dr. Pollio this morning, offering any help the city can give and reiterating how flexible companies across the Derby City should be with affected families.
I also understand the disappointment that parents around our city have this morning, and I also ask employers to show some understanding and flexibility with parents of JCPS students who were thrown this curveball.
Greenberg encouraging parents to take advantage of government assets during this time off period. He mentioned the Louisville Zoo offering discounted admission today and tomorrow. Parks are open as well as the city's 17 libraries. Also happening late today, Republican Kentucky lawmaker Jason Nemus of Louisville posted on X, the website formerly known as Twitter, what he's calling an open letter to Jefferson County parents, teachers, students, and taxpayers that is signed by Nemus and 11 other Kentucky lawmakers. In the letter they write, yesterday JCPS failed in its most fundamental obligation, which is to keep our kids safe. To begin with, this epic failure did not come out of the blue as warnings were echoed across the county throughout the summer. This is the last straw. The letter calls for, among other things, a bill where all students have a right to attend their neighborhood schools, a commissioner to evaluate splitting up JCPS into smaller school districts, extensive changes to the JCPS school board. They write to strongly support a school choice amendment on the 2024 ballot, which would fund private and charter schools. And lastly, the letter calls for Governor Andy Beshear to call the General Assembly into special session to immediately enact all of the changes they list in their letter. Well, the union representing JCPS bus drivers warned us the first day of school was going to be troublesome, a nightmare. Travis Breeze checked back with Teamsters Local 783 to see if they think this 4-day break will fix any of the issues. Travis?
Doug, Union President John Stovall says practicing the routes for 4 days will not work. JCPS says they are looking at every route and stop to ensure efficiency. Stovall believes there will have to be a lot of changes to fix things by Monday.
And when they were calling me in tears crying that this is not going to work and they were afraid they were going to get blamed.
John Stovall knows saying "I told you so" won't do much at this point.
No, because it doesn't really solve anything.
His drivers had been practicing the routes before Wednesday and telling him the lefts and rights didn't add up. Also, they were going all the way across town.
I'd had like a driver drive out of Willhoit compound, which is all the way out in East End, all the way to Valley Station for one kid.
These routes, designed by the company Alpha Route from Massachusetts, are at the center of the issue. According to a data privacy agreement between the two entities, JCPS hired Alpha Route in November 2022 and then filed an amendment in March of this year specifying that the company was supposed to optimize school bell times for $265,000. The district's head lawyer told us bus routes were a part of that. The district says Alpha Route has been called back in to fix the situation.
The district invested, I guess, a lot of time and a lot of trust in this company, and it's apparent it's not going to work.
Stovall says when the plan was initially released, several bus drivers quit, meaning they are still in a bus driver shortage.
You had drivers transferring out, you had drivers self-demoting, go to another department, you had drivers quit, and so now you're back to the same thing.
He would not confirm if any drivers quit Wednesday night or Thursday morning. And as we just told you at the top of this newscast, UPS in Louisville is going to be meeting with JCPS to hopefully help fix this mess. A JCPS spokesperson told me if you've already submitted a bus stop request form, do not submit another one. Any changes to your kid's route will be updated in the Bus Finder website and app. In the studio, Travis Breeze, WHAS11 on your side.
All right, Travis, thank you. We're going to further the conversation now. It's joining me live talk about all this is JCPS school board member Dr. Corey Scholl, who has been on the board since 2018. Corey, thank you for coming in, by the way. We have not heard from any JCPS official today. You have been in contact with the folks about what's going on. Can you give us an update? What is happening at this hour? What kind of, are they making any progress at all to straighten this mess out?
So the administration at this very hour is still in deliberations and talks to get to the bottom of this issue and to find a workable solution to ensure that we can transport all children who need transportation to their schools. As you just reported, UPS has offered to assist JCPS, and I believe those talks are ongoing in order to partner with them to find solutions to help, get to the bottom of this debacle.
Do you know if that meeting has taken place yet with JCPS?
It may be taking place as we speak.
With UPS.
I do know that there is urgency concerning the meeting.
What are you hearing about what UPS could offer? They have this amazing image, one of the worldwide leaders in logistics. Can they help a bus system in transporting students?
That's the question. And so many of the ideas that have been floated previously. And so we're trying to ensure that we are using their technology and their expertise, but UPS, they transport cargo. We transport children, and there are other layers and concerns that come with that.
Corey, I know everywhere you've been going the last 24 hours, everywhere I went today, and people contacting us, parents calling the station, they're in tears. They were in tears last night. Students not being able to go to the bathroom or actually going to the bathroom on themselves on the bus, not eating at all. Parents are saying, we don't trust JCPS to get back on that bus. What message would you tell them tonight?
Well, I think that the anger and the frustration that has been felt across this city is 100% valid. I'm a parent of JCPS students. I trust JCPS staff and professionals to keep my children safe. And I cannot imagine what some parents had to go through yesterday. And so JCPS owes a huge apology to families and students and staff across this district. However, we know that JCPS educates 96,000 students, and because I think JCPS understands how badly we messed up yesterday, we'll do everything that we need to do in order to get it right.
Polio called it a disaster. Do people need to be fired at JCPS? I'm talking from the superintendent on down, head of transportation. What's your thought on that?
I think that there are those who would call for those individuals to be relieved of their duties. I don't know that will more quickly get us to a solution. We need to get kids back in schools first.
And you say you trust this group to do it?
Well, we're depending on them right now. They're pretty much all that we have.
Do you think JCPS will go back to school on Monday, given the enormous mess that this is?
JCPS will go back to school when we have a plan to get every student to school and home from school in an efficient and a safe manner.
Do you think that can be accomplished in 4 days?
I hope. Our goal is to increase proficiency in literacy and numeracy, and we just can't accomplish that with students not being in school. And so it is critically important to have students back in classes as soon as possible.
All right, Dr. Corey Schultz, thank you for coming in. As always, appreciate your perspective and your thoughts. He accepted our invitation right away this morning to come in and talk to you, the public, about it, as we've been asking JCPS for comments today, and if there were any news conferences, and none are being scheduled. So thank you again. We appreciate it, and of course, Godspeed to JCPS.